Hey, GutFoxx here. Today I interview the WAP and Ultimate Team from the Mutt subreddit. We talk a lot about Madden 16, the auction house, some great money plays, and much more. The sponsor today is Oscar Pistorius Home Security Company. Don't shell out for some company that will overcharge you round after round. Give your family a fighting shot in home defense. So, look in the description for the timestamps of the discussion if you can't listen to the whole thing and just want to skip to certain parts like I skipped to certain parts in Game of Thrones. But I put in some uncut gameplay here of mine as the background video. The important part is the audio, so if you need to do something else while listening, you aren't missing any important content not viewing the video. But enjoy. We'll start with WAP. How long have you been in the community? What was your first Madden? Which Maddens did you like the best of those that you've played?
Man, I'd say the first real Madden I got into was the first one with Vic, 0506, and that's when I really got into it. I didn't start playing competitively until about 4 years ago with Compete Forever and all those guys. So.
Compete Forever, can you tell me who that is?
Yeah, it's actually ran by Coach K. I played a lot with those guys in Madden tips, and basically it's where all the tourney players play online. It's not like a CFM, but you still go through a schedule. I'm not as good as those guys, but it's good competition.
Well, you're clearly pretty good. What's your ranking right now?
Right now, I believe I'm 26. I just looked. Record's like 181 and 60, I believe. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So, what was your favorite Madden of those that you've played?
The one with Vic. Back then, I had no skill though, so I was just running around with Vic the entire time.
I think you and a lot of people were doing that same tactic.
Deadly.
How about you, Ultimate Team? Same questions. What was your first Madden, and what Maddens did you like the best?
So the first Madden I played a lot of was Madden 2000 on the computer, but it was really buggy. So eventually I got Madden 08, and that was a lot of fun. That's probably my favorite Madden. And then the first one I got on a gaming system was Madden 13 on the PS3. I had Madden 12 for a few days, but I decided I didn't really like it that much. I'd just wait for Madden 13 to play other games.
Wow. So did you return it right away then?
Yeah. Someone gave it to me in December, and I was like, nah, I don't like this.
So can you give us a pitch for EA for why they should bring it back to the computer?
I guess I don't know much a ton about computers, but it seems like people think that they're more powerful, I guess, in some consoles. Like some computers are really good, so it'd be really cool to see how good Madden's graphics could get on a computer.
So how is the passing? I mean, how would you control it on the computer? I never played it. I only played it on the console.
Oh, I played it with. It was like the equivalent of a PS3 controller that you plugged into.
Oh, okay. So you wouldn't be using like the QWERTY keys or anything.
No, the keyboard was ridiculously hard. I didn't like using it, so I just bought one of those.
Fair enough. So, Ultimate Team, do you stream?
I would stream, but the little thing that comes with the PS4, the microphone and earbud, the mic part of it broke on like day 3. So no, I don't stream because then I tried other headsets with microphones, but it always had this loud beeping, and I don't care enough to buy a headset. So
fair enough.
Not for now.
Because WAP, you've got a pretty big stream here. Can you tell us what your Twitch TV name is?
Yeah, for some reason I went with my last name because that's what I've gone with forever, and it's SCIARA 901. It's not Sierra, it's actually Shira, and I have really been regretting that since day one because I should have just gone with the WAP. I've actually been known as 901 most of the time, but I don't know why I did this. So
901, is that your zip code?
Yeah, that's where I was born. Yeah, Memphis.
Very cool. Got a little in the south. All right. So what days do you stream normally?
Actually, 16. It's been a little rough for me. I just had a newborn, so I'm only really playing a lot at night. And but I'll be getting back to streaming. I'll be streaming every single day, probably in a couple weeks, doing a lot of giveaways and stuff like that. So.
Very cool. We'll get to the giveaways a little bit later. I have a question on that stuff, but we'll talk a little bit later. So your kids, do you want to talk about them at all? Or?
Yeah, I got 4 of them. They're crazy.
Wow.
Boy that's 9, 2 girls, one that's 7, one that's 4, and now the newborn baby boy that is keeping me up at night. But and he's going crazy right now. But luckily, got somebody helping me out. So.
So, you planning on, a few more, get a full football team there?
Try. We're just gonna stick with the track 4x1 right now. I'm just gonna leave it at
Nice.
that. So we're good.
Nice. I like it. I like it. All right, let's get into some other random questions. Ultimate Team, what is your spirit animal?
I guess not necessarily a spirit animal, but I'm a really big fan of hippopotamuses. I don't know why. They're just pretty funny. They're pretty cool.
Is that because they're the most dangerous animal in the world?
No, but I read a thing about Pablo Escobar, the Colombian. Apparently, he imported like 2 or 3 hippopotamuses when he was in Colombia, and then when he died, no one did anything with them. So now there's like 50 of them roaming Colombia. They're not native to the area, and they're scaring everybody because no one knows what they are.
It's kind of like pythons in Florida, right? Where they just find an environment and they spread, right?
Yeah, basically. Apparently, they attacked some cows, and that wasn't good.
Don't get near hippopotamus, I heard. They are nasty.
Yeah, dangerous.
How about you, Wop? Spirit animal.
So I've actually cheated. Took a test of this recently. Yeah, I went, and apparently I am an owl. I don't know,
Owl.
which sounded pretty cool, I guess. It said, due to wisdom, which made me feel old. I mean, I'm only 27, but, it is what it is. I'm kind of quiet. I keep to myself also. So.
Do you have really good vision at night?
Man, you know what? Now thinking about that, it's probably the worst animal. I have the worst vision in the world. So.
But you say you stay up late at night.
I do stay up late, yeah. So I guess that's kind of fitting. The night owl, yeah.
Yeah. So give me your guys' opinion on nacho cheese versus ranch Doritos. Ultimate Team. You first.
I'm not actually a big fan of Doritos, to be honest with you guys. I've had them a few times, but never really enjoyed it, so I just don't eat them.
I enjoy Doritos. Okay, fair enough. Wop?
Dude, Cool Ranch. I mean, it's been great. What? You don't like it?
I think we should end the interview right here. That's pretty disappointing.
Nice.
But we'll just move on topics. Let's get on subject to Madden 16. What are you guys' thoughts on it so far? Wop?
I really like it. It plays a lot like Madden 25 to me. Some people have agreed. Some people thought I was crazy. The man coverage seems a lot better to me, and I love mixing in man. Last year I felt like I couldn't really do any man, and this year I feel like since I can mix it up really nice, I can throw off my opponent. So it's been working really well for me. So yes, sir.
Ultimate Team.
Yeah, so I've really enjoyed Draft Champions, but Mutt's been in and out. I'll go undefeated through the regular season, and then as soon as I get to the playoffs, I've gotten bounced twice in close games. But overall, I enjoy it, but it's definitely.
Okay. What would you rate it out of 10 if you were giving
10?
a game review on it?
So they kind of messed up a little bit. My favorite part of the game is probably the auction house, and that kind of got messed up a little bit. So it's probably a 7 out of 10. But
7 out of 10.
I still like it we'll have to see. It's only 2-week impressions basically because I haven't been able to play a ton as much as I wanted to.
Busy. I think you said you were out of town for a little bit, right?
I was in Dallas, yeah.
Dallas, cool. All right, yeah. What would you rate it out of 10 if you're giving a game review on it? I've got to do one myself.
Honestly, probably around 8. And I've tweeted EA with the videos of my freezes. If my freezes went away, I'd be happy. And unfortunately for me, most of mine have been in Super Bowl, cost me a lot of points and everything else. So without the freezes that I've actually lost from, I'd probably rate it like a 9 out of 10. But with those, 7 or 8.
I mean, this is kind of interesting to me. You guys put in a lot of time into Madden, so do I. But like IGN gave it like an 8.8, and overall, Madden 16 I saw on Metacritic, somebody tweeted out it's the best reviewed sports game since 2013. It seems like the more you almost play a game, like the more you see its flaws. So it seems like the more casual players, the reviewers, gave it higher grades than you two.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't put in as much time. I guess I don't have a
I've
question
noticed that with all the Maddens.
Yeah.
They always get really good reviews, and I get all excited, and then they're not that amazing.
So what would be a game you guys would rate a 10 out of 10 then? What was the last game that you guys played? Or if you guys play
I really only play sports games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man. Go ahead.
The last non-sports game I played through would be Assassin's Creed 3 about 2.5 years ago. I don't know actually how long ago it was. Right when it came out.
Okay.
That was fun. I could see giving that a 10 out of 10. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, cool. Wow.
Man, the last game I could say that would be GoldenEye 007. What was that? The 64, right?
Yeah.
That was my game. Since then, it's been Madden. It's Madden and, some Call of Duty here or there with my brother. Other than that, man, yeah, GoldenEye. That's about it.
So do you guys like this game better than 15 or not?
I couldn't tell you yet. It depends on what they do with the players. But I definitely like man coverage. There are definitely a lot of things that are much better, but I feel like threatened by taller receivers even more.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, on the outside, I feel like no matter how deep the down and distance gets, like I'll get these like 4th and 20s and 3rd and 15s plus.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
Stop them on the sidelines, yeah.
Let's talk about that.
I can stop a lot, but not as much as I'd like to.
Okay. How about you, Wap? Are you having trouble with the aggressive catch?
Not at all. Now, of course, I seem to put a lot of money into my teams. So, I mean, probably not as much as others, but I try to buy smart. Anyways, I don't really get bothered by the aggressive catch. It doesn't happen that often to me. I hit R1, right bumper, and it seems to take away everything for the most part.
Yeah, I got to do that more.
What corners are you playing?
Right now, I have for my lineup Roll, Ty Law. I do have Rogers in my slot. I just switched that. I haven't really tried it yet. Carlos Rogers.
Oh, Carlos Rogers. Okay.
Yeah, I just put him there instead of DRC due to the press. He has like 93, 94 man press, and DRC has like a 78.
Okay.
So, and then I added Pat Pete because he has 93 man press. So, really trying to get the press down and get them off their stuff, but we'll see. Okay.
So you're running a lot of what percentage do you run man versus zone?
I really switch it up. So it's roughly I'd say 60-40 man versus zone because I really like to switch it up. I will press you and press you and press you, and then I'll throw it into a zone, but I'll man a line and I'll still press. But since it's a zone, you won't be able to tell, and then you'll try to underthrow and I'll get a pick. So.
Nice. How about you, Ultimate Team? What's your man versus zone percentage?
Probably 80% zone, 20% man.
Okay, that's just probably because you. What's that?
I like the plays where I man up some of the DBs and keep the zones, like the deep blues on the outside, to stop deep passes. But
nice.
I don't like going into full to cover 2-man because then I have to follow whoever it is, and someone else gets open.
Yeah.
If I abandon whoever I'm covering, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, there's no way of really, going against that unless you rush 3 guys and all right, we'll put your user on a QB spy in quarters. But yeah, that's what's great about football. There's no way to take away everything. And even with that 2-man on the outside, they can go to the flats and kill you.
Oh, flat zones are terrible this year.
Yeah, flats are gone, man. That's why I have to stick with man. I seem to get abused in the flats if I don't. So.
Yeah, even if you are in man, the fast running backs can get out there quicker than your linebackers sometimes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I still have slow linebackers.
Yeah, same here. So let's, Wap got a little into his squad. Let's talk through your squads more here. Ultimate Team, would you like to go first? Give us a rundown of the players you have at each position or most of them.
Yeah.
Tell us who you like, who plays the best, and who you played with that you didn't like.
Who I played with that I didn't like? There's someone I've been underimpressed with is Russell Wilson. I don't know. Okay. He missed a lot of throws, which was disappointing.
Okay.
The playmaker Gronk, he's good most of the time, but then there are just times where he drops a lot of stuff. Not necessarily uncontested, but things you'd think a 91 rated player could pull in against some lower rated players.
Yeah.
My favorite players are I have Keenan Allen as my slot receiver because of his route running, and that's really great because people do run more man, and there's not a corner in the game besides I can't think of any corners with 95 man. There might be a few, but they're really expensive.
Do you know his release rating off the top of your head?
It's actually pretty low though. It's 82, I think.
Okay.
77.
Okay.
I'm just looking at my team right now on my head, so I'm also underimpressed with the free elite Jared Allen, but that I got for doing a set back in 25.
Do you run the 3-4 or the 4-3?
So I run a combination. I have 2 linebackers at each position. I'm using the Patriots playbook.
Okay.
So I have Jared Allen and Derek Morgan for the 3-4 ends, or 3-4 outside linebackers, and then I have Anthony Barr and Nigel Bradham to be my 4-3 outside backers.
So what makes you switch between the two? What do you have to see to decide whether to go 3-4 or 4-3?
4-3 if I'm seeing a lot of passing, and then 3-4 if I'm seeing a lot of running.
Okay, so you think
so most of the time it's 4-3.
So you think the 3-4 shuts it down? Is that just the outside runs that you think they shuts it down more?
Yeah, mostly the tosses and the counters, stuff like that.
Tend to agree with you there. Those linebackers being outside. How about you, Wap? Let's run through your squad a little. Can you tell us who you have at the positions and?
Yeah. Right now, I'm kind of blessed to be able to have. My team's 93 overall right now.
Nice.
I'm rocking with the Vic at QB. Backup is Elway, just in case I got to thread it in the red zone. Running back, I got the 94 LaDainian Tomlinson, and then his backups Davis, TD, of course, and Herman Moore, my number 1 receiver. And I got Gronk for the I have the 91 Gronk and then the playmaker Gronk. So I have both of those for my tight ends right now. And I told you what my corners were right now, and safety has been kind of weird for me. I'm running Atwater, but I'm also running Woodson as his backup.
Okay.
I'm big on coverage this year, so I'm really trying to mix it up. So running down, I'll put in Atwater. Passing, of course, Woodson. And then I had Roy Williams, but I ended up just letting him go to somebody in the sub. And I'm sticking with Mays. Mays, even though his coverage seems like it's worse, he's playing my purple zones pretty well, so sticking with him.
Is that because he's taller?
I don't know what the deal is with that. Maybe because of speed, and he is taller. He seems to get there a little bit faster, and he seems to undercut the routes, and he really takes away things. So then, of course, I got Brooks at left outside linebacker, Freeney at right, which is a weird combination, I know, but it's working for right now. And then Kendricks at middle linebacker because I cannot spend that coin on Ray Lewis when he's not that good.
So do you run a 4-3?
I mix it. 4-3 and 3-4. Patriots line book has really helped out, but it's causing me to really stack my team for the backups. Yeah. So I'm having to switch out people in the 3-4 and 4-3 constantly. I'm just using the sub button, but it's working.
So your kickoff team is pretty good then.
Yeah, it's pretty stout.
So do you have a all legends offensive line too?
Yes.
Do you get a lot of people that quit on you at the loading screen?
No.
Really?
Not as many as you'd think. It's probably 1 out of every 15 or so.
Oh, that's not bad at all. They all try to think that they can beat you with your God team.
With that scrape blitz, everybody's trying it. And they all think that we don't know how to block it. So.
Fair enough. I guess we can get to that part. How do you want to talk about some of those nanos and how to beat them?
Sure. Probably the biggest one everybody's running is the Mike Scrape out of 3-4. It's I believe it's odd. And what they're doing, I don't know if I should even say what they're doing, but at this point it's so crazy. You can just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah.
They're basically just baselining, pinching the line, putting them in contains, and moving the linebackers to the left. And at that point, you don't have to do anything but man up your safety and play with him, but you got to have a decent user to actually make plays over there. The thing with that is it's pretty cheap. Most guys that just run that all game can't adapt, and they don't know how to play the defense, unfortunately. So, anyways, the way to beat that on offense is you need to get in a shotgun play that has the inside zone. You could run that against it to the opposite side of the blitz every single time. It's going to kill it. It will absolutely kill it. I've seen that slide protection to the side you're running to instead of forward also helps when you're running the ball. But if you're planning on passing it, you need to slide protect to the opposite side of the blitz coming in and also block a running back, and that is going to pick it up every time.
How do you tell which side the blitz is coming from?
Whichever the side they slide their linebackers to, it's going to be the opposite side.
Okay.
Now, there's one other blitz, though, that people are running. Well, actually, you know what? I don't want to give this one away because this one, not many people seem to know it, and it's almost impossible to block unless you bring in 2 running backs out of the split close. But anyways, if somebody does that one to you and you can't block it by sliding protecting left, you need to bring in the split close play, and you need to sit there, run play action, and you're going to need to slide protect to the blitz on that one. You'll know what I'm talking about once this one comes in, but luckily it hasn't been too rampant. I don't
So
know if I want to give that one away.
have you seen it? Has it been on YouTube, or where did people?
No, I've only seen it out of one person's stream, and luckily nobody else has picked it up. I haven't played against that blitz at all, thank goodness.
Have
So,
you used it?
I did use it, and I saw how effective it is, and it's nasty. And it's, I don't know. At that point, it takes the fun away from the game. And I'm hoping they patch that one really quick.
What can you give us any hints?
It's out of the 3-4. It's still a scrape play, but
Okay.
you are blitzing extra people, so there's going to be holes.
Yeah.
Go to the flats, guys, all the time. Go to the flats if you can, but you better do it quick if they start doing this one. It's not a regular scrape blitz. So.
Have you guys seen? I've seen most of the Nano blitzes from YouTube that I've seen are out of the 3-4. Do you think the 3-4 is a little bit more glitchy and better on those Nanos this year?
No,
For
4-3,
sure it
man.
was last
4-3 has it too, and so does the 4-6 invert or cover 2 invert. So.
Okay. What do you think, Ultimate Team?
For sure, last year 3-4 was quicker on the blitzes. I noticed. I didn't use any of them, but I definitely noticed I had a lot more problems against 3-4 blitzes than 4-3 blitzes. But this year, I think it's kind of some pretty equal in terms of the number that people have found for each. But maybe the best one. I don't want to say the best one, but like the hardest to block one hasn't even been found yet. So it could be out of either book, but
True.
that's why. Well, actually, no. I was gonna have a thought, but I just realized I'm wrong, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. So do you guys run a lot of blitzes every play, or are you guys more coverage players? Like sit back and let them make a mistake against your defensive backfield. Ultimate Team.
I don't send many blitzes. I can never get my D-line to create pressure.
So you don't send blitzes because they can't create pressure.
Yeah, I've never really been able to find a way that isn't very glitchy to create pressure.
Oh.
Like I've always had, especially at the end of last year when I had a 99 overall, I had a great team, but I could never get them to create pressure.
Well, isn't that what the overload blitzes are for? What glitchy stuff is to create pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess when you use it like once in a while, it's not the end of the world, but every down it just gets to me.
Yeah. How about you, Wap?
I'm actually running a lot of blitzes out of quarters because I'm trying to do a lot of man right now. So, like the under smoke and stuff like that, and the DB stripe, those are pretty fun. I mix it up though. I found that if you press and then you blitz out of there, you get a lot of you get some blitzes in there pretty quick. So it's kind of nice. You just need to. The trick to those is you actually have to slant your D line in a certain direction either way. And you'll usually get some heat. It's pretty nice. It's nothing glitchy. It comes in pretty clean. It's usually from the outside, so it's pretty stinking nice. But other than that, out of zone, I really don't blitz that much because that's when it does get glitchy. And I don't like looking like that player. I really don't. So I try to switch it up and run a lot of man, and then out of zone, I'll go full coverage on you just to try to get a pick too.
So, Wap, how would you defeat your quarter blitzes, your man press blitzes?
There's actually a glitch out that destroys man, destroys it. Embry and I have been labbing it for a little bit because I got beat. Well, luckily I beat a guy that ran it. His name was Dreamkiller from Madden Turf or whatever,
Yeah,
attorney guy. I barely beat him because of this, and it drove me crazy. Normally, I would say run slants, run drag routes, do all that, but this year, man, is kind of OP. So you're not going to get as much separation as you normally would. If you get in a bunch situation or a bunch play, you can usually get a little bit of separation, but this year it's not getting as much as it should. So anyways, there is a glitch out that just burns man, and that seems about the only way to really do it this year, unfortunately. Man is a little bit overpowered, but I mean, is what it is.
Do you want to tell people the glitch to beat man?
You know what? I will. Anyways, what you do here is you need to come out in a 5-wide play, get your fastest receiver, pick up a Perryman if you can. Now on this, watch out for those guys that are, of course, running the scrape blitzes because it'll get to you quick if you're not careful. But if they're man pressing you, get into a play with a 5-wide set, fastest receiver on the outside, but you need to make sure he is off the line of scrimmage so that you can motion him. At that point, you need to click on that receiver, and you need to go to motion him. And if you watch, the DB in front of him will walk away from him. will just walk away. And as soon as he does that motion, the DB does, you push hike. Your receiver actually does not move. You push hike, and down the field he is. I mean, I'm talking about 20 yards or so before the DB turns around and tries to catch up.
That's pretty crazy, and especially with Perriman, won't be getting caught.
Yeah, this little thing is just the snap motion, but it was in there in Madden, 15 or 13 or something like that. So it's back now, and I don't know. It's been hard to play against, but now on the same side, if you're running man, you need to make sure your safety's not going to get occupied by anybody else, or just play your deep blue yourself, and that way you can stay on top of it. Otherwise, you're going to get killed.
Yeah, thanks for letting us know how to beat that man press that you think's overpowered.
Yeah.
I know Ultimate Team, you got to go soon. Let's talk a little bit about the sub
Sure.
and Madden subreddit. What are your thoughts on it so far? Madden 16, as it gets kicked up, it has quite a bit more population now than it did near the end of 15. What are your thoughts
what was
on it?
Was it 4,000 at the end of 15, I want to say? Somewhere near there.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, there's 6,000.
Yeah.
So it's been good for the most part. Been some repetitive questions, but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, I see you do answer a lot of those questions. Does it get frustrating to answer the same questions over and over?
I wouldn't say frustrating. I mean, I'd rather that people looked not other places, but searched and tried to find the answer. But I don't mind in the end answering the questions or directing them to someplace where they can get the answer. Okay,
that's very generous of you. And what do you feel about the feedback of one or two people serial downvoting you?
I don't even care anymore.
You don't care anymore?
I don't care.
Yeah, but I know you voiced in the past.
I was kind of annoyed with it for a while, and then I tried to get I messaged the admins about it, and they're like, "Oh, we dealt with it," and then nothing ever changed, so it doesn't matter.
Don't they just make an ultimate account and do it again?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I guess there's no penalty besides that one account is gone, so it doesn't really matter. They just make a new one, and so I'm not gonna fight it. It doesn't matter.
So you're not discouraged at all. Still, you're still fighting the good fight.
Yeah, I try.
Oh, good. Have you? I mean, do you often? Yeah, I don't really see you putting too many snarky answers. Jay Garcia, but you're very
funny guy.
You're very helpful.
Thank you. Yeah, no, I try. Every once in a while, I really feel like I should either not saying. I just end up not saying anything, probably.
Classy. You're a classy man.
Thank you.
How about you, Watt? What are your thoughts on the sub so far in 16?
I got really discouraged in the beginning, to be honest with you. I came in last year. I've really been lurking for a long time, but last year after I had my house broken into, I got my Xbox stolen, but I came back here, and sub was really awesome towards the end of Madden 15. Beginning though, we've gotten some new people that really seem to hate on people having a little bit of extra cash to spend on the game, so and so. But other than that, I mean, people are pretty nice. I mean, the core of the sub is awesome. They really are. So if we just keep them around, everything's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. Why do you think people are angry at you for having such a good team so far?
I don't know. I mean, I heard this on Rose Bowl stream. I mean, we're playing Madden Ultimate Team, not mediocre, and that's not to take a shot at people that don't have great teams yet, but it's also Madden Ultimate Team because you're trying to reach what you want to be the best team. I don't know why they're so angry about it. I'm not missing rent or anything like that. I own a company. I'm not sure why people get so angry about it. And plus, I mean, we turn around, most of the core members and try to do giveaways. We try to give away a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure why it turns into anger,
Yeah. Do you have any big giveaways planned? Earlier you mentioned you already gave away what was the strong safety that you gave away?
Roy Williams. I bought him for $300K like yesterday, and then,
which is just crazy. You just gifted it to somebody.
Yeah, but that's one of the core members in there. One of the guys that tries to help people out. Sicilian Bad Guy, I think is his name. He's an awesome dude. And people like that, he deserves it. And why not? I mean, I don't see why there's a reason that I should get all these great cards and other people shouldn't. So I think we should do more giveaways. But yeah, I'll be giving away something else in the next week, and then I'm scheduling a poker tournament for the end of the month.
Very cool. Very cool. 'Cause your poker tournament, you give away quite a bit. How many have you had so far?
We had 3 or 4 for Madden 15. We did one where we actually gave away Madden 16 the game. Embry won that. Embry's actually won 2 or 3 of the tournaments. It's been pretty cool. So
He's good.
He's good. Yeah, he knocked me out. I think I came in 2nd or 3rd. So.
Have you played in them Ultimate Team?
I've been in 2 of them. Yeah, they're fun. A lot of fun.
Very cool. Where do you guys do it?
Poker Stars. You can have a home game lobby, and I just invite everybody through there, and we try to get it all scheduled out. So it's pretty nice.
Very cool.
It's a lot of fun.
What do you guys think of Volhar?
he's a good dude. He's in one of my CFMs, so I mean, I understand they all get trolly, but he's a good dude. This last week I got pretty sensitive because I'm using my excuse as my newborn, and I actually got pretty upset with him. And I told him, he kept on messing with me. I was like, and you know what? I sounded like a kind of a girl. And I told him, hey man, just back off me for a little bit. And you know what? He was actually pretty nice, and I ended up being the D-bag in the situation. So sometimes he's really cool. Well, most of the time he is, but then again, I can understand why so many people get upset with him too. So.
Is he the one that created the subreddit? Shout out to the WAP.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean,
Very
but
cool.
at the same time, in the CFMs, they seem really appreciative whenever I do stuff like that. They tell me behind the scenes, hey man, that we do appreciate it. So it is what it is.
Ultimate Team, any thoughts
He's
on?
a funny guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I like him. He's a funny guy.
Oh,
It's
that's
fun
cool.
to talk to.
Nice. Any sub members? Any other ones that you want to talk trash about?
No.
Oh man, I'd have to bring up the new guys, the ones that I don't know gave me all the crap when I posted my team. But hopefully they come around and realize that we're a good group and we're just there to talk about Madden Ultimate Team, and we're here to help everybody out.
For sure. Ultimate Team, you still got some moments. Some
Yeah,
time?
no, I'm good for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the market a little bit. What do you guys think of the market so far with that new, left bumper or L1 to check the market to post cards, Ultimate Team?
I was worried when I heard about that, but it hasn't been the end of the world. I've still been able to. Best estimate I've made 400K. 400K.
Wow.
That's probably a high estimate. Probably something more like 300 to 400. But
And
yeah.
sorry, go on.
Well, I just lost some money on bad investments. I actually got lucky. I just sold a Gilbert for 145 yesterday, and now he's 100K. So that saved me. But I built Okoye at the wrong time. Lost a lot of money on that, and I was doing one of those coaches sets to get the badge back, and I accidentally bought this. The search flipped on me, and then I clicked in. And it said 100, like when I was looking at it, and then you clicked in. I spent 23K on a Chip Kelly, so
Ooh.
that was great. Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
So you said you made that 400 or so K. Is that from sniping or investments or a mix or?
Mostly just searching by newest and then flipping it around a ton different positions and then selling them. So I guess you say sniping, yeah.
Sniping, okay. What investments have you made?
I had a Legends badge. I ended up using it to build Brown. Actually, no, I sold it. Then I bought another one and built Brown. But I haven't made any big investments. I hold a few of the Super Bowl badges right now. Yeah. Can't even talk.
Those Sorry, go on.
I might take some of those Demarius Randalls at the end of the week before the new Schefter star. Because
Like
Gregory doubled almost already.
Yeah, that's usually the longer you hold those rising stars, I've talked about a little on the channel, the better investment you'll get until the set goes away, which is usually 2 or 3 weeks, right? Last year in 15.
Yeah, they're not labeled this year, so they just might not go away.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that.
I hope they don't.
Yeah, if they don't, they'll only go up in value, right?
Yeah, when dual styles comes out, they'll be very valuable.
What is that? 8 weeks from now or so? Halfway through the season last year, right? When there's road to the playoffs.
Yeah, it was a little more last year. It was delayed, I think, a few times, but it was probably like week 11. So about
Week 11.
So like 10 weeks from now.
10
somewhere
weeks.
around that.
Yeah, it depends if they, do a bundle topper. And we'll get to bundles in a little bit. Wap, how about you? What have you been doing on the auction house? Anything? You been playing it at all?
Yeah, I've been trying to flip some stuff. I mean, I don't sit there and do what I should do, like Ultimate Team. But honestly, I read some of his stuff that he puts on the sub, and that actually has helped me a lot. And I've also invested in a lot of Legends badges. I've considered buying them all out that are on there right now for so low, and then reposting them for higher later. But I'm really stocked up in those and elite badges, and I'm hoping that's what pays off in the end. But um, right now, it's really just players. Like, my team's close to 6.5 million, and I'm really considering just selling everything and just waiting. But I'm really enjoying playing on top of the leaderboards right now, so I really don't know what to do.
Yeah, and the issue with selling this year, like last year, the first month or so, players appreciated in value, but this year with all the bundles coming out every day, it seems to just go down, down, down. What is your opinion on the bundles releasing? Do you like that there's a new bundle every day, or even Sunday there was 2 bundles on the same day?
Luckily, the top players, they're not really taking down too much value. I mean, a couple of them, Roll, he ended up coming down like 200 or 300K, but I mean, I ended up picking him up then. So, but the other guys, I mean, they're really staying where they should. Mays stayed where he should, even though Roy Williams came out, which was pretty nice. One that I was surprised stayed up there was Calvin Johnson, but I guess because of Herman Moore being so pricey, Calvin still stayed at 300K, but I went ahead and sold him anyway. The bundles are, I don't know, man. Not many people are getting the luck like they should, in my opinion. I wish more people were lucky. So it's not really affecting the players I have right now, but the lower tier players, like the high towers and stuff like that, and the who is that? It's the ET3, the 88 overall. They didn't hold in value too much, unfortunately, and that kind of screwed some people over. So I don't know. It's sometimes a bad thing, but I'm just going after this highest rated player since they come out in these bundles, so I get kind of excited.
Yeah. Ultimate Team, what are your opinions on the bundles happening every day?
So they've really lowered prices way lower than they were at the beginning of last year, for sure. It's a lot easier to get the top players. Like 300K gets you anybody you want, bar Herman Moore and LT and Ray Lewis that I can think of. Basically, maybe some of the flashbacks as well. But really, anything is within a lot of people's reach if they really wanted it. Personally, I'm only holding non-tradable elites right now. But that's just because I like the idea of having coins sometimes more than I do playing with like a really high-rated, or not necessarily super high-rated, but some star players. That I feel like my money's stuck, and then I might lose a lot of it the next time prices drop.
Yeah. When do you look to invest that money, or are you just going to try to hold it through the whole year?
Not through the whole year, no. It depends. A player that I'd really want to get when he comes out is Barry Sanders. So it depends if his card's good when it comes out.
Okay.
Depends on how good it is. If he comes out again like he did last Thanksgiving, around 98 overall, I'd definitely go after that, and I'd try to get that myself.
Very cool.
I'd have to see how that went, but.
So you'd rather be holding coins than items to invest right now?
For now, yeah. People. If there's something that I would know for sure was going to go up, or know for pretty sure was going to go up, I'd buy a lot of it. But there's nothing that I can see. Maybe Legends badges and Elite badges, but there's nothing that's a sure investment in my eyes right now.
Yeah, and
for short term.
The only time to buy those Elite badges is really when they release it as a topper or in a pack. What are those, Lombardi packs or something? Or what pack was it that guarantees an Elite?
For sure, Lombardi or Game Changer gives you a decent shot at it, but I think I'm thinking of Lombardi badges, yeah.
Yeah, and what do you think of the new 5-to-1 ratio for golds to elites and what for badges this year? That'll probably hold the market down, won't it?
Yeah, I think they're trying to keep it from when elites were 90K at some point last year. That was pain.
Yeah.
That was originally when UL Vic was out. It was around that time was when the badges just went up.
The first Ultimate Legends were released?
Yeah. I forget what day that was, but I think it was early March.
Yeah, it was shortly after the Super Bowl, I thought. A few weeks. Maybe it was March. Maybe you're right, actually. So, on that, I find the biggest frustration with those bundles and buying things is liquidating them. Why don't you think EA will let us buy coins directly from them? WAP?
Well, at that point, I guess they're little bots they say that they have, or algorithm. They'll find if you're buying from somebody else. But at that point, you won't. It's not a lottery, you know. I mean, you're going to spend more money to get the packs. If you buy coins directly, you're guaranteed to get what you want.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's exactly why. They want you to spend until you get the item you need instead of making a one-time purchase and then doing it. So.
Yeah. Ultimate Team, do you think EA should let us buy coins from them directly?
I've never really thought about that, actually.
Okay.
I think it's definitely a bad investment if they do that. Company-wise, that's a bad move
Yeah,
for
it's
them.
a bad idea for them, I
So-
would think, because you'd see a lot less bundles pulled. Because I guess you'd still see like YouTubers would do it because it's all about the event to them, but a lot of normal people would just stick with, people that aren't necessarily gaining a viewership, they're just doing it for their team, they would go with the sure thing, unless it was bad prices, and then if it was just, like high price coins from them, people would just still use the black market of coins. So.
Yeah, well, obviously the black market will always be cheaper than the legitimate market for coins because that's just how they make their money. Because if they're more expensive than the legit method, nobody's going to buy it from them. But like I made a video on this on EA selling coins, so I might have thought about it a little more than you guys. But I just can't see people not ripping packs because of some coins. Sorry, there's something going off in the background here. Because like we see these sets, so people will do these sets, and then they'll sell them for much less than the set costs. They still want to do it themselves. They still want the chance to make money. I don't know if that makes sense, but the lottery's still played. They still want to open bundles for cards. But I just think there should be another method for people that want coins to get it legally.
I can tell you, if they ever sold coins like that, I would never open another pack.
Yeah.
I know. I just, the sets and all that, it's not for me. I mean, in fact, I have like 4 or 5 captain sets already done, maybe more than that, and I have not played the stinking solo. That is the only card I need. All I have to do is do the solos to get them, and I haven't done it. And you know what? I should go do that so I can go ahead and make some more coin. But I hate playing the computer, man. Ugh.
Well, get ready to do a little bit of punt block man in your have that in the future.
I hear you.
So we talked a little bit earlier about money plays. Ultimate Team, do you want to give us some of your money plays on offense?
It's my favorite plays on offense.
Yeah.
Can you come back to me?
Yeah, sure.
I'm actually got to hop into practice mode, and I can get you like I don't remember the name exactly, but
okay.
Names.
Yeah, WAP. Do you have any money plays or routes like the?
Yeah, I mean, basically, I'm trying to get away from what everybody's doing. In the beginning, it was, it seems like everybody was running the split close, but because you're going to see that a lot, I mean, I guess I'll go ahead and tell people what they're doing. I will jump here. The practice mode's loading up real quick. So there's 2 different halfback wheels in the split close that are amazing. One of them, you have a receiver on a corner route on the right-hand side, or it's actually your tight end. On that, what you want to do is you want to streak the receiver to the right, and then you're almost always going to be able to hit that that corner route. Something happens where when the streak meets the corner, it kind of slows down the tight end for 2 seconds, and it allows him to just get into the little in between the zones, or it allows it to kill man every single time. They're going to have to manually cover it 90% of the time just to stop that. The other one is in the Steelers playbook. I'm not sure which other one it's in.
I use that before we get to the Steelers one.
Sure.
About that play, I use that one quite a bit also. And with that corner, wouldn't a purple zone beat corner? Isn't that the one that counters corners?
It's not doing it though.
Really?
I don't know why. I have sat there and played against some decent players in the beginning until everybody started running this, and they weren't able to stop it with just a purple one. It was actually pretty agitating to them. So they had to manually cover it. And you would think man would shut it down too if you shaded to the outside, but with the right tight end, it doesn't. You put a Jimmy Graham out there with a little bit more speed than Gronk, and he eats it up all day. So
you would suggest speed over, like, say, route running for your tight end?
That Jimmy Graham card gets open 90% of the time, more than Gronk for me. but I still run it with Gronk just in case I need a possession catch. So.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I ran it. Split close was my scheme in 15 for most of the year. So seeing it all over the place in 16 is disheartening because people know how to defend it better. But it's good that people are using an effective scheme, and I'll just have to move on. But the corner route I've seen is sometimes if like they have a defensive back on my tight end. So my tight end isn't as good. I got Julius Thomas to run that route specifically because he has high route running, and I have seen corners be able to cover him in man. So maybe it's I don't know. Maybe Julius Thomas isn't fast enough, but
are you streaking that guy?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
On the outside, really?
Yeah. It kills cover 3 if you just wait for more
it kills
flat
it,
zone.
absolutely.
But I just today, like at a crucial third down, I wasn't able to complete it because of it. But anyways, that's a good tip for guys. But let's move on to the Steelers halfback wheel.
The Steelers, it has the normal one, but this time in the split close, instead of a tight end, it has a receiver in there, which is amazing. Because at this point, that's when you plug in Perriman. And so it's got both halfback wheels, but this is the second one. This one's a little bit weird, but what you want to do is you want to streak the inside receiver to the right of the screen. I would put Perriman there, and he seems to burn everybody. And what you're looking for is either the receiver on the left. I put in Herman Moore over there. He crosses the entire field, and he is open all the time, or you hit the streak. They're going to have to manually cover one of those routes, and you're going to get open. And, of course, if somehow they do find a way to shut down both of them, hit the flats all day long with your wheel route. Because if they do manually cover those, the wheel route's going to be open. So that play eats up everybody.
So I've heard you talk about Perriman cheese and how a lot of top players use him. And how do they use him effectively? Is it basically the same play as that?
That, or they're going to do that motion snap I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
He is the fastest person in the game, so there's not one DB out there that can touch him without pressing him, and that's the big deal with him. So he's just going to burn everybody over the top, and right now you just lob it up so easy.
Yeah, it's really frustrating, especially when you tell your players to play over the top and above him, that he still beats them deep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Ultimate Team, are you ready yet?
Yeah, I found. I got into it. Yeah, I've been ready.
Perfect.
So I run mostly Lions playbook so far on offense. So my favorite formation is gun. Let me get the name right here. I was just looking at a play. Split line. Yes, it's gun split line. Yeah.
So it's the same as gun split close, basically.
I would think so. I don't know. I haven't looked at too many other playbooks.
Okay.
So my favorite run is the power O run. It's pretty hit or miss. It's either no yards or 10+ yards, sometimes touchdowns. Then a good split screen, and then slot cross, which is the play I tell everybody to use against the CPU because they don't know how to stop it. At least as long as you have a route runner running the slot route, then you should.
So how would you make that read against the computer?
So you want to hop in as soon as the play starts. You want to wheel the triangle, so the halfback, and then that's all you have to do really. And then you want to pass protect, slide right, and then you want to, if you can, scramble right. And if it's man, just wait and throw it to the crossing route, which will beat man as long as you have a good route runner. And that's how I beat it anytime the computer runs man. And then if they run zone, the halfback wheel beats it deep every time, as long as you keep the wide receiver on the outside streak. And if you run it with the left-handed, you want to have to run it. You want the slot to run to the side of the dominant hand of the quarterback. And then also in shotgun, there is same playbook, empty tray. I like a few plays out of here. I like the DBL slot cross, just two crossing routes, but they're really drags, two drag routes. And normally one of those gets open. If people are using their D line and they're not covering the drags at all, that's what you do to get. You can get a lot of yards that way.
How long do you wait on the drags?
It depends if they get bumped or not. If they get bumped, I have to wait for them to keep running the route and get back into it. And then gun tray open lion. I like the inside zone run.
Sorry, before we move on, do you hit it before they hit their side of the line of scrimmage, or do you hit them after they've crossed your offensive line's face?
Normally after they get past the offensive line.
Okay.
So normally I throw it to Keenan Allen, and he starts on the left and runs across to the right. And as soon as he gets either to the right hash or past the right tackle, and there's no one near him by then, I hit him and run after catch.
Okay,
Like
very cool.
And then gun tray open line is I like inside zone, DBL angle. They're all really similar concepts. The inside zone's a good run.
Yeah.
Actually, only run it once this year, but it was good last year. At least I haven't tried it much this year. And
So
then,
the concept that you're talking about are basically drag routes underneath or crossing patterns?
Yeah, drag, slants, post routes. I like post routes out of I form.
Okay.
And then runs, I like dives. I like power running, but this year speed running's good.
Yeah.
Better than power running, I guess. I don't have the best back. I've got the free LT. He's good, but he's not the best in my experience. The quick toss that everyone uses, that's good. I don't use it too much, but it's a good run.
Very cool.
And then pistol, same thing. Post routes are really my main thing. And also with the split lion, the original formation I was talking about, there's a formation sub package you can do where the running back becomes the second tight end, and that's a lot of fun to run the ball with the tight end sometimes if you have a faster tight end, and just something a little different. But also if you're throwing to him so much in solos, and you don't have a pass catching halfback, you want to make that you want the second halfback to be a tight end, so that you're throwing to tight ends and they have better catching obviously than
Totally.
running backs.
Totally.
I'm trying to think if there's any other big plays that I use a ton that I'm missing. The beginning I was really liking screens against users. I still like screens, but they're not as good as I thought they were going to be. Out of Week Pro, there's a fullback screen that I like, and a halfback screen, and they go to opposite sides. So if you use one more than the other, then you can get the user to go after the other one. Especially the fullback screen, people seem to really get surprised by it. Like I can catch it with my fullback and get 15 or 20 yards before getting even touched, which is nice, especially if they die. But that's how I won a few games, was using that near the end. I haven't experimented too much. Only got 2 seasons of online going, and a few friendlies, about 15, I would think.
Very cool. Very cool. So do you run the screens near the goal line? Is that what you said?
No, not necessarily. I think the screens, if I'm near the center of the field or on a certain hash, it depends on which side they run the screen to. I like to be on the left hash for crossing routes to go on the dominant hand because I always have a right-handed quarterback. Well, if I have a left, that changes, but all of last year I pretty much had Stafford and other right-handed quarterbacks. And
you are a Lions homer.
I am. I don't have the captain Stafford yet because I don't want to pay $70K for a quarterback that isn't as good as Styles Romo.
Okay.
I don't have Styles Romo either. I have a Peyton that I pulled, Peyton Manning, the 87.
The GOAT.
He's been good.
That's right.
Yeah.
Wop's a big fan of Peyton.
That's correct.
Yeah. So, any other good plays there?
I haven't tested deep too much because I don't have great wide receivers. I have Vincent Jackson. I just got Vincent Jackson. I've played a few games with him.
Okay.
I had once where.
Oh, sorry.
Ah, it's all right. Never mind.
I was just gonna ask Wop about defensive, his deep, and how Herman Moore is working out for him.
He's a monster. There's not anybody that can cover him. So if they don't double him, he's going to catch it almost every single time, 8 out of 10, which is very unfortunate for other people because that will cause me to sometimes I will lob it up. And I hate to say that, but I hate to be that guy, but he will beat it. So if I see one-on-one coverage, I mean, just like Stafford in real life to Calvin Johnson, one-on-one coverage, you're going to throw it to him, So.
Except for today.
Yeah, he only got 3 targets.
I didn't see the game.
But 3 targets.
3 targets. Wow, that's
3
crazy,
targets.
man. But other than that,
catches,
I mean,
2 catches.
Running the plays
Suggs
I run.
Out for the year too. Suggs is out for the year.
Oh yeah. Running the plays I run, it's pretty easy to get Herman in one-on-one coverage, so he gets it every time.
Sorry. I have to hop off in a minute or two here.
Oh, that's fine. Anything you want to say before you head out, Ultimate Team? Any shout-outs?
Shout-outs? I did a long shout-out at the end of last year, I think. That was pretty encompassing. There's some new people. I'll get something going eventually. I think I might. I'm not 100% sure. It depends on how other stuff goes. Amazingly, I don't have all of my life to play Madden, so it depends on some other outside forces of whether or not I can get a few more fun little guides written up. I think people like my 4-3-3-4 one.
Oh, definitely.
So I might do like a playbook guide. I did the Lions playbook guide that I made for Mudhead for their draft champs grouping.
Very
And
cool.
I posted that on the sub. That was good. I might make one for defense next, but
That'd be
I don't
really
know. Besides blitzes, which I don't know really any. I guess I could talk about like coverage situations and when I like to put out different packages.
Yeah, and where to use her on certain plays. Yeah, there's a ton there.
Yeah, there's stuff to talk about. So we'll see. Hopefully soon.
Well, very
All
cool.
right.
Thanks
Yeah.
for stopping in.
Yeah, sure. Fun.
See you, man.
Yeah. See you guys. Oh, 1 second. My computer shut itself off, so now I got it. All right. Wait. There we go. Okay. Bye.
See you, dude.
Bye.
All right, Wap.
Yes, sir.
We were talking about Herman Moore. So people can't run cover 3 against you, or do they still try?
Oh, they absolutely try. They absolutely try to run it. And bumping him, of course, ain't gonna work either. So he's a monster, man. He really is. I highly recommend selling your entire team to get him.
So what kind of coverages? I mean, what kind of defensive backs? Sorry, are running against them that can't stop him? Like as a Ty Law.
Oh,
been
Ty
unable-
Law, all day he's up against them, and no, he can't stop him. You need roll. You need roll, and then you may need some safety help over the top.
See, this talk of Herman Moore being so effective has me worried about the future of Mutt when we start getting Kelvin Johnson's Ultimate Legend, and I guess that's 6 months away, but when we start getting these better tall receivers, I feel like Madden 16 will devolve into Madden 15. If you remember Madden 15, lob streaks weren't terrible until the really tall Chris Matthews, and they got cheap. Before that, it was like face catching where they just ran in front of you and caught it.
Right.
But
the lob streaks is not what he's so effective at. It's just even with the guy covered on top of him. If I run a slant with Herman Moore, he's catching it around the DB. It's kind of crazy how he positions the animations he gets are nuts. So it's not so much the lob streaks. I'm not just lobbing it up, but any kind of formation with him one-on-one. If I see his body at all, I'm going to throw it to him because of the animations. So it's not necessarily the lob streaks, but the Calvins when they come out, yeah, I'm going to be a little worried too. So I'm going to have to go get that first.
Okay. So you think it's the spec catch rating on him?
I think so, man. It's weird the animations he's getting because he's just cradling that ball in all the time. He's like jumping around the DB if I run a slant. It's very strange.
Wow. Well, and I forgot which streamer I was watching when they said this, but they said like Odell Beckham Jr. is the best receiver in the game because of that spec catch or whatever it is. But that's interesting. That is not the lob streak so much.
Mm-mm.
Did we go through all your money plays or did we?
Yeah, we went through them.
Okay.
It's basically that formation. I mean, you can sit there and you can create a manual screen out of there. I think there's a play action cross route in there where you just need to put the tight end and the running back on a drag, and the tight end ends up blocking for the running back out of the backfield. That's pretty sweet. But other than that, I mean, that formation is pretty money. So just stay in that.
That's very cool.
Except for now, everybody's playing against it. So I'm switching up myself right now, trying to work on the Bucks and stuff like that.
Trying to work on the what? Say that again.
The Buccaneers.
Oh, okay. What have you found interesting onto their playbook?
They have a gun bunch that I played against S. Gibbs with Madden Tips, and we played the other night, and he's running that out of there, and it's really you can't press, which is pretty sweet. So and it's got a lot of inside slants mixed with the corners, so it's pretty nasty on what it does to man. So
yeah, it does seem like the corner routes are the go-to routes this year. Corner routes and tosses. Yeah. Cool. Well, I have no other questions. Any shout outs that you want to make? Shout out to the WAP.
Yeah. I guess shout out to all the admins and Reddit that for our sub that actually make everything possible, and I appreciate it. And shout out to the people that don't hate on me, and I'll be doing some giveaways pretty soon.
Very cool. Well, good to talk to you, WAP.
You too, man. Take it easy.
Yeah, you too. For those who made it this long, what'd you think of it? Let me know in the comments. But thanks for watching. Call to action. I will see you tomorrow.